Looks like we're live. Ugh. I've got a nose that don't want to behave. Give me just a second. Let me get it pulled up on my phone so that I can see things. All right. Okay. We are definitely live. All right. Hello, everyone. Today, we're back to drawing, and I'm going to, once again, be drawing an OC for a friend, which this is actually going to be a more challenging one because of the fact that it's going to be a more harder, like, hairstyle and all that. But I don't know. We'll see when we get there what happens. But yeah, this is definitely going to be probably a little bit of a harder challenge. So yep, once again, we're starting from scratch. I do not know what pose I'm going for at all. I just know that I have an I have an idea of what I'm drawing, but that's about it. So the only thing I can think of really is just to start. Also keep in mind I have not drawn for a hot minute, so it's probably going to be a little sloppy at first. But we'll pick up. Nope. That might be workable. No, it won't be. So give me a second to get my bearings. Because the head is always the trickiest part to get correct. It truly is. Okay, really? Okay, guys, we might get somewhere if I can get ahead. Just need to get something. But yeah, I haven't drawn in a minute, so we will definitely be seeing what I'm capable of. Okay, let's see. For some reason, my brain don't want to behave. That more like it. Yeah, there we go. That's more the correct, like, orientation that I want. Okay. Maybe we can work with something like that. I actually probably could just work with that line, but... Okay, really. That might be feasible. That might be feasible. Alright. Now I just gotta shape the head. So we're doing a side angle. So this is gonna take a minute, but we will get a head going. It's just a matter of finding all the right, like, angles and all that stuff and getting it correct. Considering I haven't drawn for a hot minute, it's definitely going to take me a minute to get past this. And this is honestly one of the more trickier steps for me, so just bear with me, guys. And sometimes you have those days where nothing wants to go your way. Okay, I can already tell that this is off. But again, just a process of slowly but surely figuring things out. Getting the roundness of the head and all that stuff. Probably the trickiest part of the entire equation. Alright, let's see what we can do. this side. Okay. Maybe this might be workable. It's been a minute since I've done art, guys, so it is going to be a little rusty. But we'll get it. The pinpoint of the chin. Top of the head. Then from where the ears connect. Oh, God. And let me phrase that I am no professional. Oh, my God. So, it's definitely not going to be perfect, as you can see. And it is more than likely going to be a little sloppy. That works for now. Okay, now we can get back to reshaping the head. Very slow and very tedious process. I mean, that can work. This bar comes out a little too far. Okay, now we're starting to get more of a head. Now we're definitely starting to get more of a head shape. Now we're definitely starting to get more of a head shape. So let's see. Okay. Feel like that comes back a little too far, so let's cut that down just a little bit. That's the right idea, but not entirely. And now that I actually feel safer, you know, doing this on YouTube. Hello, Tsukushima. Welcome to the stream. Don't mind me. I'm going to struggle for a minute trying to get this head shape correct. Okay, let's see. The chin needs to be a little pointier. So let's see if we can't do that. Oops. This is always the trickiest part for me. Not the hair, not the legs. No, this is always the trickiest part. Because I got to figure out how to shape a head perfectly. Considering I am a little bit rusty, because I've been off of art for about, like, almost a week. Yeah, it's going to be a little tricky. Nope. I think I just go something like that for now. Can't name these correctly. Head and guideline. The majority of, I believe, this side gets covered anyways, because if you think about hair, basically, like, here's your bangs, here's like where the hair is gonna come down and whoopity doo, you know, something like that. So a lot of that side gets covered. But the important, the reason why it's so important to get the head correct is mostly because of the chin line. That and also how the hair is going to form. But again, this can always be fixed in in like the later processes, so we're not too worried about getting it absolutely correct. All right. So next we have the neck, which is just basically two curved lines. So one from there and one leg from there. Okay. Let me think here. Always the trickiest part is just getting the head established. Because you can always draw the neck a little too big. I feel like it's a little too big. But then again, maybe I'm wrong. So let's redraw that one. Because it has to be more like this. Okay. Now we go and name that neck. So this may be a little sloppy, but mainly because I haven't done anything as of late, so mainly trying to get RTBA8 complete. Okay. Next we have the shoulders, which would connect to the side of the neck. Like we're basically just building something. We're building something to just kind of give ourselves like something. And I am not sloppy. I am rusty as shit. So yeah, it'll take a minute. Oh my god, are you kidding me? About right here, probably. Something like that. Something like that. Oh god, that's way too long. Yeah, something more like that. That's even a little too... Nope, that's a little too big. So let's kind of go more like that. Okay. This is actually really starting to show my my lack of practice lately, but that's okay. Okay, now the guideline again, so that I can, yep, so that I can put a guideline for where her chest is going to be. I honestly don't know what pose I'm going to have her in. All I know is my friend gave me some details, and that's about it. I think I want to have her standing, kind of going something like that. Like I said, just bear with me. This is gonna be a long one. Okay. Can't name that shoulders. I know these shoulders are sloppy, but sometimes it's best to just move on. Like this one definitely does not look right, but that can happen. I'd look for some poses. Yeah, I have an idea of what I want. I think I want her just standing because one of the details he gave me for the character is he wants them in a like a Olympic swimsuit basically. So, okay, it's usually when I add the collarbone when it really starts to come together. Let's get the collarbone. Center. Nope. Oh, we're gonna struggle like crazy. So there's no telling how long this is gonna take. Then again, the last one did take 8 hours, so makes sense. Yeah, I can already tell this shoulder is down way too far, or way too low, because of the fact that this needs to kind of come out more like that. Oh, wait, hang on. Okay, that's not too bad. For now. Like, for now, that's not too bad. It's definitely not even. Like, essentially, my way of drawing is I just kind of fiddle around until something happens. Like, this is just the rough sketch anyways, so I'm not too worried about getting it perfect. Okay, that looks okay. That looks okay for now. Alright, now the part that I have to be kind of careful with. Okay, collarbone, which is the bahungas. Okay, he wanted them basically, I think, medium sized. Hold on, I gotta go back to my stuff. Back to my notes. Let's see. Yep, medium. Alright. So for medium ones, at this angle, we would want something like... No. Oh god, that's massive. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just trying to figure things out and then we'll get to it. Okay. That can be something, but not really entirely something. I feel like that was fine. Okay, really? There we go. Alright, let me get something like that, then kind of just go how I usually do it. Paste. Find the center point of the chest. Line it up. Erase. I said erase. Thank you. Nope, let's go down a little bit more. About right there-ish. I can already tell that this is probably going to need some reconstruction. Oh, yeah. This one's down a little too far, so let's push it up just a little bit more. Probably just come over more, too. Okay. So, yeah, we've definitely got some work to do in terms of reconstruction and all that stuff, but again, art is a process of elimination. Not the story. Oh, this is going to be a rough day. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. And as I said, it's just the rough sketch, so I'm not too worried about getting everything perfect. Just good enough. Okay. Interesting. Ding. Alright. I think they're a little too big. Like, those are massive. And I'm not meaning to make them big. That's the thing. Oh. Wait, what? Oh, did I? Oh, crud. Let me fix that real quick so that I don't have that on another layer. Copy, paste. Put that above that. Go to collarbone, erase all this. God, I hate when that happens. Okay. Now, just got to construct this one step at a time. And again, it could just be we need to and again, it could just be that I need to like just keep drawing and eventually it will come together. That's usually how it works. Just, can I get that a little bit more curved? Okay. They look pretty almost even in terms of size. But I don't feel this is correct. It needs to be I gotta explain it. No. How did I manage to make them so fucking big? Like, how do I always manage to do that? Let's see, am I far down? Too far down? Maybe. Well, okay, medium can be... It could be that size. Only issue is I'm seeing is... Like, just give me a minute. I'll figure it out. It's just going to take a second. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out eventually. And if it frustrates me too much, I just move on. And I don't think she's wide enough. I don't think that is wide enough. I think we're too far to the right on that one, so I'm going to move this over just a little more. Is that a little better? Kind of. I think we're getting there, but not quite. Okay. We're just going to kind of go something like that for now. Another thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to... wrong one. I'm going to go ahead, fix this. A little further out than that. Okay, I feel that's okay. I feel like the reason why they're so big is because the head's too big. But I feel if I just go something like, I could just try this trick. Just try to decrease the size a little bit. decrease that, and then go like, is her body wide enough is the question. I believe so. It's just those have to line up with each other. Like, they have to somewhat match up. And right now, I feel like they're okay for now. Just for now. Because I feel like it could just be the shoulders. The shoulders might just be throwing me off a little bit. So I'm going to move on to, so we're going to name that chest, because YouTube would hate the other word. Okay. Now I think we move on to something else. So let's move on to the body. And we're just going to kind of toy around with that. So I usually just draw a line from like the side and come down. And then kind of sort it out as I go. So another thing that I need to do is also figure out what the belly button would be. So the belly button would be about maybe right there. Something like that. Something like that. I feel it's a little lower actually because of the fact of how the rib cage works. Turn it to the side just a little bit. Okay. Alright. So now I gotta somehow make the body look real. Which we'll get there. Oh, right. We'll get there. We're just gonna have to go one step at a time here. And the first thing I think I need to do is move that a little further away. That, and I also need to curve it a little better. Okay. That might be good enough right there. Just for a start. Just to get somewhere, guys. Just to get somewhere. Okay. That might work. That might work. Then from this angle, come down like something like that. Like I said, it's just a process of elimination for me. Considering we haven't done this for a minute, yeah. It's gonna be a minute. Usually when I start adding like the legs and stuff is when it really starts to come together. No. Okay, I don't know why I can't draw today. Because I'm rusty, that's why. Okay, that's definitely more the angular shit that I'm looking for. Okay. Okay, I think she's starting to come together a little better now. I think the head's a little too small. Alright. I think that's okay for a body for now. Can always fix it later. It's no big deal. Alright, let's go. Next, the legs. So first things first, we need to find is the cross section of the legs, which would be straight down from the belly button, about, I'd say, right here. Maybe just a little lower than that. Maybe a little bit more to the left. This is just a guide to us to find where I need to go with the legs. That's all this exists for. And if we think about anatomy here, we can also determine where everything is. Like right here would be where your like hip bone would be. So your hip bone would be about right above where your cross section would be. So this is always hard to determine where it would go. But I feel like that's about the right spot. Maybe just a little tiny bit lower, but not that far down. Maybe about right there. Okay. Next, what we need to do is draw the legs. All right, so I'm going to put leg cross. It said legs. Okay, now we move to actually drawing the legs. So if the legs are standing straight up, oh, I hate drawing this. So for one thing, it would basically cross over this. And your legs are essentially just two, like mainly three circles. You have basically the thigh, you have the knees, and then you have the lower part, which is your shin. And then, of course, the feet. So let's figure out... And the way to determine how everything connects is two ways. Well, I shouldn't say that, but your knee would be about right there, and then this part back here would connect to the back of the leg. That would connect up here. All connection points. It's literally just all connection points. That connects to about just right above where... Again, we can always fix that later. It's no big deal. Then when it comes to the standing up position, that's where things get kind of tricky. And where I might need a an actual like image to tell. I might need a reference here. And let me tell you what, looking for a reference is never taboo. Don't let people tell you it's taboo. It's not. It's not taboo. Never has been. Don't let people freaking tell you otherwise. But that's basically how your legs would connect. Something like this. Legs are honestly some of the easiest things to draw, but sometimes they want to be a bitch. Okay. Hard to determine because of how this is working. Just always get those curves connected correctly. Otherwise it will look wrong. Okay. Yeah, I can already tell that the head might be a little too small. But then again, when you add the arms, things kind of change. So let's body. That seems fine. Okay, our legs might actually not be that bad. No. Now comes the tricky part, actually making this leg. Okay. Not a terrible leg. This definitely needs to have a little bit more, like a curve to it. Yeah, something like that. Then a little curve right here for the kneecap. Okay. Basically the same ordeal. Basically trying to replicate this, which is a little bit more tricky to do. But not impossible. Let's see here. Okay, that knee's too far down. Okay, we're just going to kind of draw something like that. Then slowly work our way around it. So I need to find where the kneecap would be. Or kneecap, excuse me. The knee itself would be. Why do I keep drawing it way too low? Fuck it. Okay. Then you just kind of look towards that for some reference. Because you're basically trying to just kind of mirror the leg on the opposite side. Nope. Kneecap down. Oh, God. Okay, let's see. It's the right idea, it's just not the right execution. Yeah, something like that is fine for now. Okay. I feel I know what's going on here. It's perspective, pretty much. Yeah. I think I know what is happening here. It's that curve needs to be in front. I mean, that doesn't look off by any means. It's just not what I was going for, but hey, if it's If it looks good enough, I'm just going to go for it. Yeah, I feel that's fine. The hip bone is definitely not correct. I need to fix that. Oh god, that's not even correct. More curved. Too big. Again, too big. For God's sakes. Excuse me. Okay. Now I need to fix this hip bone. Okay. So that would be the body, because this needs to go more out like this. Needs to like curve more naturally. Maybe that is more right. I guess we'll find out in the long process, won't we? Okay. Those legs look fine, if I'm being honest. Not the cross-section, but legs cross-section needs to be a little bit more realistic, for God's sakes. So this needs to be kind of more like that. Not that big, but... Okay, that's not entirely bad. I think it goes out a little too far, though. Oh, for God's sakes. I'd say that's pretty good. For something. Okay. Now let's remove this. Take a look. Okay. It all depends on when we add the arms, honestly. The arms are... Oh, God, I'm terrified of arms. Even though we did pretty well last time. Even though we did do pretty well last time with arms. But yeah, it still scares me. Still terrify me. I feel that is okay for now. Okay. So let's put that as legs. Now for the arms. The arms are really a huge part of the pose, so I'm not really sure where I want her arms to be. Or a pose I want them to be, for that matter. Oops, not the arms. Legs. Yeah, I can tell the head is off a little bit. Let me turn the head just a tad. Needs to be more like that. Yeah, there we go. I feel like that is more what I wanted the head to be. Is the curve on the right spot? No, it's not. So hold on. That technically can work. It's just a little weird. All right. Let's just go ahead and try and make these arms. So this is where things are going to get a little tricky. This is where it's going to get tricky, because the pose that I kind of went for the arms just is kind of like a rant kind of one, like where the arms behind the head. Alright, well, if I'm going to do that, then let's see. It's always the perspective with this one that it always drives me crazy. So we want the first muscle. And again, I'm just kind of spitballing right now. Just trying to figure things out. Well, that curve goes in way, 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 way too far. And figuring this out is always the biggest pain in the ass. So yeah, that needs to come out way further than that. Need to figure out where that elbow's going to be. Nope. You might see some art rage here, guys, so just be ready if it happens. Like I said, I hate arms. Arms are never fun. Okay. That's a good base, because there it helps me find where the elbow is. And then I just kind of follow it. Then I can just kind of follow these lines and make something out of it. And that's usually how I tend to just go about things. It's probably the easiest arm pose that I can do. Like, this is definitely the... Okay, yeah, that forearm's way too long, but we'll get to that in just a second. Okay, let me take a look. Okay, for one thing, that goes in way too far, so shoulders definitely need to be taken care of. Okay, let me think here. Use myself as a reference, I guess. Probably the easiest thing I can do. That's the trickiest thing about the goddamn... God, I hate the elbows. Elbows? I hate elbows. Like, I cannot express to you how much I hate these damn things. They are annoying as fuck to work around. Nope. It's not impossible. It's definitely not right, though. It's definitely not right. Shoulders. Because that curve would not be that large. It'd be more like that. And a little bit more curved. A little less curved than that. Okay. But you can see how it works. It's basically one thing connects to another. It's just a matter of figuring things out. And I can already tell why this looks off. That's because, well, there needs to be a hand up here. Because that is not how... That is definitely not how the forearm works. Okay. So if I'm here... Okay, let me think here. Thumb always points towards... Yep, thumb always points inward. Okay, so... I mean, that's kind of looking more like an arm. Not really, but yeah, if you were to just add like a curve, kind of give the fingers a little bit more indentation, it might look a little bit more like a hand. You can already tell this is not going out far enough. No, fuck it. I feel like the hand would be covered by the hair anyways, so I'm not too worried about getting it perfect. Well, let's see. If I were to just draw like a thumb. That's a shit thumb. Let me try that again. Like something like that. I don't know. Okay, that's not too shabby. That's not too shabby. It's something for now. Because I don't want to be here forever. But yeah, there would definitely be an indentation for the fingers. So that's not too bad. It's not too shabby. Now I just erase this. And I feel like this is off, so we need to fix it. Yeah, more like that. More like that. Like, there has to be room for the ribs. There has to be room for the rib cage, because humans have ribs. If you're standing up... Looks like the butt's like too far down, if I'm being honest. Here, there, it's just the anatomy's not right. No. No. I feel like it just needs to be something like that. Like with a curve. All an endeavor of patience. And just to reiterate, I am no professional. It just feels like the head's way, 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 way too small. Something's off here, and I can't figure out what it is. Or I'm just overthinking it and stressing over nothing. This arm is maybe a little too big. Let me try making this arm a little smaller. Look at the connection point. I think it's just because there's no indentation like underneath the armpit. And I can never remember how to draw this damn, like, anatomy. If I remember correct, it's like you draw a curve or something like that. But I don't know, I haven't drawn an armpit in a long time, so I'm probably going to have to go back to my deviant art for that. What was the one I was using as a reference? It was recent, I know that for a fact. Was it that one? Maybe it was that one. Okay, let me find that piece real quick. Wait, did I never upload that one? Okay, that one doesn't have it. There it is. Okay, yeah, it's just a curve that kind of connects right to where the breasts connect, basically, right there. And it's a little smaller than that. Something like that. I feel like the head's just too small, and that's the bigger issue. I don't know. It's hard to determine. All right. Now, let me try cheating. Copy, paste, flip. No, 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 no. I'm telling you guys, it's a process of just patience. So be patient with me. This is something that can't really be rushed. Yeah, I feel like the head is too small. Like the head just feels way, 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 way too small. I think that's the issue, and it's driving me crazy. I think we can work with this arm. No problem. I just need to get the right things in the right spots. It's a cute little pose. Okay, so what I need to do now is I need to fix this arm. So it'd be a curve like right there, and just kind of go out like that. I mean, that's something. It's not right, but that's the thing. Art is a process of just patience. Just can't help but feel like there's something wrong. Let me try and get rid of those. Okay. I feel, let's see. Where is that? I don't feel like the breasts are right. They need to kind of come out more like that because of how anatomy works. More along the lines of that. It just feels like her head's just too small. And I feel like that also is now correct because of how anatomy works. Feels up a little too high though. Okay, let me just try something like this. Bring that down. I mean, it's something. But the thing is that they would go up because of how anatomy works and how, like, things like that work. I don't know, maybe it's just because there's no color, but it's driving me crazy. Okay, let me see. Hold on. Let me try on this side as well to maybe push this out just a little more. Okay, hang on. That might actually be something. Sorry, guys. YouTube just decided to crash for some stupid reason. Anyways, back to whatever I was doing. Nope, would be this one. Sorry about that. Okay. Interesting. And I think that's because of perspective. I think that is more what that needs to be. Yeah. Look off. Process of elimination, guys. Process of elimination. I feel like we definitely fixed her head. Like, I definitely feel like we fixed the head. Okay. Now... goes out like that. It's a dead copy, so it should be fine. But I feel like, oops, this needs to be fixed because it doesn't look anatomically correct. So let me try just sharpening this corner up a little bit. Okay, that's not too bad for a minute. And it's sideways, so I need to actually fix that. Okay, add folder. And I gotta go through this tedious process. Hopefully YouTube plays nice. It doesn't just randomly crash again. Whoops, back up here. Turn her a little bit. There we go. All right. I feel like that should be fine. Curves are in the right place for once. Can't help but feel that, like, this part's wrong, but it looks right. I don't know. We'd have to test it. Okay. This is both arms. Okay. Arms. All right. Next, we need to do probably the leg or the feet. Excuse me. Oh, God, I hate doing these things. Okay. So for that, I need to go to legs for a second. I need to back these up just a little bit more. Okay. It's back like that. Oh, God. Oh, the perspective, right. So... just need to figure out... Nope. Okay, which angle is this? Oh, this is going to be a pain in the ass. Okay, smaller. Oh, so it's one of these angles where you have to, like, slowly but surely, like lower the size. Oh, God, no. Okay, big toe. Something almost like that. Just a little different. Why do I keep wanting to draw that so small? Okay, it looks too, like, straight. That's the problem. That can't happen with this angle. So let me try and make this toe a little smaller. That's the right idea. Okay. Now I have to come back here for a minute. Okay. That's not too bad. Put in the toenails. Can't really see that one. Okay, that's not too bad for toes. Okay, go back to legs. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Okay, if she's standing right here, then the toes would just be like right there. So it's like a mirror, basically. So I gotta figure out how that works. For one thing, it's coming more. Okay. Let's see. Okay. This is one of the angles where I have to go small, like, as I go away. Like that. And you really wouldn't see the tiny toe. And that's usually how this angle works. Oh, God. Okay, that's what I need to do. So let me go back to legs for a minute. I need to bring that in way closer. Okay, that's not too bad. That's legs, right? Yes. There's the leg. Go back to feet. I mean, that doesn't look too bad. That don't look too shabby. Just add the toenails, add the right layer, yes. Which I can't really make very many toenails out here. Excuse me. Okay, not too shabby. Just trying to figure everything out, guys. The only thing I could do really is a color test, just to see. So we're gonna go with just a regular skin tone, something like that. Just kind of fill her in. To see if it looks like a human being. Okay. I think that comes out a little too far. Or maybe I'm stressing over nothing. Can't help but think there's something off. Interesting. I can't help if it just feels like there's still something off. But I could be wrong, and I'm just fretting over nothing. Okay, well, one thing I need to do is go here, and I need to connect these. Okay, whoa, 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 whoa. It just feels like something's off here. Let me try this. No, they're about the right shape, the right size. It's definitely not the right shape. That looks okay. Okay. I think I'm just fretting over nothing. Because those are both the right size. Let me go here. Does it need to be more like that? No. I can't figure out what it is. Maybe I'm just fretting over nothing. I feel like it's fine. And I'm just fretting over nothing. Okay. I think I'm just gonna move on. Okay, this was what? Oh, that's the feet. Feet. Okay. I feel like we have a body. Now we just need to add all of the other details. Still can't figure out why this looks wrong though. Okay. We're just gonna move on. Let's see. I feel. Hold on. Hold on. I think I might know what the problem is. Nope. I feel it has something to do with this. I feel it has something to do with this. Like something ain't right with the collarbone. Then again, maybe I'm just being a paranoid bitch. I probably am. I most likely am being a paranoid bitch. But that's what happens when you don't do art for like 5 days. I feel... Okay, are the... Wait a minute. Are those too low? Hold on. Are these too low? No. Okay, that's to the left and right. Are these too low? And they need to be higher. That might be what's wrong. Yep, that's the issue. That was the issue. Very, very easy issue to miss. Okay. Okay, so now we gotta get this correct. Nope. Okay, you can still see a curve, kind of. Wait a minute. Is this actually... legs? Supposed to come out like that? I feel like that's what was wrong. I feel like that was what was wrong. But now I'm seeing another... What the fuck, man? Okay, hang on. I feel... Back to the chest for a minute. No. I feel like that's a little too high. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. I feel like that should be the right the right orientation and all that. Oh shit. Just a matter of getting this correct, guys. You always want to make sure before you make any harsh decisions that might be unfixable when you get to the next step. feel like it's a little bit more closer to the accuracy. But I can't help but think... Can't help but think her butt comes out a little too far. Well, not her butt, but her thigh. Oh, Thomas did want a big ass. So, maybe that's just something that needs to be there. I don't know. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to continue. I'm pretty confident that's correct. What's this? Anything? No. Okay. So we're talking a character here who's kind of like adventurous. So I feel like they'd have like soft eyes. I forgot to switch it. So maybe eyes with like maybe that kind of a shape. It's definitely not the right spot. And definitely not the right size. Something like that. I do think that the eyes would need to be a little bit bigger. Well, then again, maybe not. Oh, God. Whoops. Something like that, maybe. I can already tell the eyes are way too small. Then again, I might be wrong. We're just kind of playing around right now. I think that's a little too big. Let me try and shorten that up a little bit. No. Why do I always want to do Lois Griffin nose? I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing right now, so we're just gonna kind of go with it and see what happens down the road. Alright. Little bit of... Okay, if she's a Ventress, just a cute little smile. Nothing. Right now we're in the rough sketch process. So, it's not perfect at all right now. I think the eyes need to be a little different. Okay. The ears would be... Yeah, I think that the eyes need to come down just a little bit more. Whoops. Whoa. Oh, for God's sakes. I feel like the eyes are a little off. Again, the mouth is kind of something that I don't want. No. Why are smiles always such a pain in the rear to get right? There we go. Okay, cute little smile. All right, now what we need to do is, well, name this first. Mouth. Not mouthwash. Okay. Yep, eyes are next. The, not the eyes, the irises. Okay. Oh, I need to do the thing first. This, bonk, bonk. Just kind of put something. Just get those. Oh, foot to sleep. Foot to sleep. Okay. Something like that. I want to do something like that. That's not correct, is it? I don't think so. I think it's more like that, isn't it? Interesting. I feel that's fine for something. Copy, paste. Okay. Hello? Thank you. Da, 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 da. Something like that. Okay, let me... Whoops, a doodle. No. I mean, that's fine. For now. Again, it's when we start adding all the, like, little tidbits and stuff that it really matters. Excuse me. Okay. I feel like this curve needs to be a little more natural. Okay. Sorry, guys. This is just... It's bugging me. No. Though I do think it is correct, but could be wrong. Nope. No, I think that's right. I believe that is correct. Because women have a divot. There's plenty of room for the ribs. Yeah, I think we're fine. Alright, let's just continue with what we're doing. Alright. Let's see. We can fix anything along the way. What's this? Oh, irises. Okay. Next, we need this. I feel like we're just going to go simple here. Something like that. Okay. Something along those lines. I don't think I like that kind of eyebrow though. Or eyebrow. Eyelash. I think it needs to be more curved like that. "5 days off art." That's what it's done to me. It's not entirely impossible, but... Or it's not entirely terrible, but... Yeah. I'm definitely struggling more than if I were just to do a regular piece. Okay, let's... Whoop. Copy, paste. Okay, I cannot figure out why this looks wrong. Okay, let's just erase that. Interesting. I think when we start adding hair and stuff, it's going to be okay. But I could be wrong. That's where things are really tricky. Okay. Okay. Now the eyebrow. No. I just don't want her to look suggestive. Copy, paste, flip, grab. Okay, so right before this point right here. Okay, that's not too bad. Alright. Now I've actually got to figure out how the hell this hairstyle is going to work, because this is another Umasume OC, and Umasume don't have regular human ears. That's the thing. They don't have regular human ears. And considering how my friend wants her done, or her hairstyle, yeah, this is actually going to be kind of tricky. So the only thing I can think is we have to somehow, some way, make this work. But hang on, let me get rid of this. Okay. So we're moving on to... Is this anything? No. Okay. So, before I do that, guideline again. I need to get that into the right spot. The fuck? Guideline in the right spot, please. Thank you. Somewhere around that, like that area. Okay. What I need is just, all I need is just a guide. So I need to figure out how high her forehead would be. And the forehead would be about right there, I'm imagining. It's just good to get a good guideline for that because of how this is going to work. That's way too high for forehead. More like right there. Okay. Now we can move on to the hair. So how am I going to do her hair? That's the big question. I have a few ideas. Okay, so find the forehead line. Am I on the right layer? Yes. How in the world am I going to make this work? We're just kind of experimenting, guys. Okay, I know he wanted, whatchamacallit, he wanted short length hair, like halfway down the back length hair. And he also wanted, a long braid on one side, kind of like a ponytail. So how do I do that? Where is my reference? There she is. Okay. This is actually legitimately going to be difficult. I feel... Okay, I actually just got to think of how a, like, side braid works. Because what she literally has is just a ponytail. But how in the hell am I going to make that work? That's actually a decent question. I feel like what I've got to do is like a one side thing. On one side, I put... Or just have like little things that come down like this. So they cover the ears. No. Regular art. Regular art, Sweezy. This is just my art process. I draw the skeleton first and then apply the, like, clothing and stuff. Let's see here. This is legitimately going to be difficult. Like, this is actually legitimately going to be difficult. The only way that I've got to figure this out in a way that makes sense. So those can come in. Think hair physics. She's literally just gonna have a fucking ponytail. She's literally just gonna have a ponytail. Like, that's just all there is to it. Or hang on. Put that on that side. These come down. Okay, I know what I can do. So instead, okay, on this side, we're gonna erase these. We're gonna erase those. And then we're gonna somehow bring like her braid over her shoulder or something. I don't know. Because I believe all she has is just a ponytail, right? I'm pretty sure that just counts as a ponytail. Makes sense. Kind of fits the bill. That's just straight up a ponytail. So I literally can just draw her with a ponytail. Oops. I feel like that's what I'm going to do. Have some coming here. I don't know. I'm just trying to fucking come up with something. Okay. Ponytails are not necessarily difficult, but they are kind of tricky. Okay, so it's a braided ponytail. That's the difference. So we just have something like on the back of the head. No, no, no. Something like that. I don't know. How far down does it go? Or hang on, actually, that's not a ponytail. That is like a technically a short braid. Huh, interesting. It still works in the same manner, just not exactly. So it's more like the Raiden Shogun's like style of hair, where it just all comes into the back and goes straight down her back. Okay, how in the hell do I make that work? This is definitely going to be the hardest step. Oh, for God's sakes. Okay. There. Trying to figure this out in a way that makes sense. So these are all your side stuff. The back, wow, that's actually really hard to interpret. Interesting. So like have like just a massive braid. Okay, so there would be like the braids. Okay, then a really good reference would actually don't mind me, is Frolova, honestly. Because Frolova kind of follows the same exact idea. let me try that again. Fucking hell. Interesting. But that's basically the general idea. Let me go something like that. No, I wouldn't jeopardize my channel with doing that kind of shit. No. Okay, how does that connect? I find her braid should like be way longer than that. Isn't there literally an Uma Musume character like that, actually? Who has a freaking long ass braid? Okay, it wouldn't be like that. It would be more like this. Okay. Let me get a good idea of how this hairstyle actually works. This is a hairstyle I've never done before. Raiden Shogun. First character I can think of like a hairstyle like this. Very cone-like, honestly. Okay, well, first things first. I mean, this doesn't look bad. It just looks off. And I think I know why. It's the cusp thing at the top of the head. Can always fix it if it needs to be fixed. Then like something like that. Something along the lines of that. That's more like the shape of the head that it needs to be. Maybe give her a little rink thing at the top. I don't know what you call them. These are fucking tricky, man. Okay. Careful where I erase, because this, yeah. Let me just erase the head and see if there's a difference here. Careful. Like, sometimes you just gotta erase and see what happens. Okay, I can already see. Let me see. It's this side. There's just something going on one side. And I think I know what the issue is, and it's that it's not even. Man, this is tricky as shit. Yeah, I think I know what the problem is. Let me go back to here real quick. Da, 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 da. It's this, like, divot thing that needs to be fixed. Very important you get that correct. That and the guidelines are probably throwing me off a little bit too. Okay, that's something. That's something. No, it's definitely looking a little bit more better. But I think this needs to be the opposite way around. It needs to be more like that. Okay, now that I removed those guidelines and everything, that's really, really helped. The only thing is this side. I think I need to reconfigure this side. Okay, let's see. Yeah, like that. Okay. How does one fix this? Good question. Why is that song stuck in my head? Okay. Let's see. I think it's all that it needs to connect, right? Like it needs to go to something like something along the lines of that. Something along the lines of that. Just not. Because something is just not. Oh, I know what's missing. I know what's missing. It's this thing on this side, coming from behind the eye, which I think goes over the eye. Okay, actually, I had this correct. There we go. That might be something. Okay, I feel like we're getting somewhere, just not sure where. I think it's because it's too high off the head. Technically, you could run some down like this. Nothing wrong with that. Do I give her one of the thingamafluky things off the top of the head? one of these things. Okay, maybe not like that. They're so symmetrical, and that's what's really annoying about drawing these things. Nope, nope. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Yep, gotta fix that. Oh, no wonder my eraser was tiny. Oh, I hate anything symmetrical. Okay. Nope, 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 nope. Let me try and make a fig of that. I mean, that's not too bad. Alright. Oh, I just realized what I did. Okay, that does not look too bad. Okay, that looks kind of robotic. Nope, 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 nope. I know what the issue is, it's just because it's not right. Something like that. I don't know. Okay. Just thinking about what else I can add to her hair. No. This is gonna be tricky as shit. But at least I hide her ears. Alright. Let's get rid of her elbows, excuse me. Let's get rid of the rest of the stuff. And hope and pray that it looks fine. Oh, arms, right. I think that's a mix of collarbone and the, no? Okay, hang on, is that all part of that? Yes. Back to the hair for a second. Fucker. Stop it. Try and even that out just a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Shoulders, shoulders, shoulders. There it is. That's a collarbone, actually. Okay, that'd be like the neck. Oh, for too long, I need to have a lunch break. Oh. All right, let's see. Oh, that was a connection point. Head, or not the head, the hair. Okay. Now comes the tricky part. Where you hope that when you erase it, it looks fine. But there's no guarantees that it's going to look fine. Okay, where's Ira at? Eyelash. Okay, let's check everything. What's that line? Wait, what actually is that? Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. So the hair is completely covering that entire part. This is probably the most nerve-wracking step. Just from what I could see right there, it looked fine. So hopefully that keeps going. Okay, head. That looks like hair. Let's see. Okay, she's not looking too shabby. It's hard to determine at this point. Arms. It's not like not anything I can't fix. Oh wait, that eyelash is actually hid. Okay, let me think here. Something like that. Okay. Just get rid of these lines. Anything else overlapping with one another? Not that I can see. Okay, things just got ahead of hair. Minus the ears that we need to add. I think I know what that is. I think that's an eye. Eyes, 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 eyes. Yep. Okay, that's part of the hair. That's actually not that bad. Alright. Alright. Now we need to add the besides the clothes, we need to add the oh, the ears, right? Because horse. Okay, we're just gonna name that hair for now. Alright. So the ears are just diamonds, basically. Not entirely diamonds. No. Oh my god. Not terrible, but oh my god, why are these ears being such a dick? You... Okay, apparently I just cannot draw something today. Okay. I need a reference. Where's my DeviantArt? Okay, how are there days where I can just nail these, and then there's days where just no? Okay. Copy, paste, flip, grab. Something like that. Oh, that's head. Okay, not too shabby, not too shabby. First one. Nope, 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 nope. Oh. Something like that. Okay, horse head, horse ears. And then the fun part, the tail. Oops. Huh? Oh, that's hair. Okay. All right. Ears. Okay, now the tail. So tail would connect like right there-ish. Okay, horsetails are very fucking tricky to get right. That might actually not be that bad. No, 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 no. God damn it. Okay, it looks a little too short. So I need to do something more like that. Okay, something like that might work. Okay. Feel like I'm missing something still besides clothes. I feel like I am still missing something. Something important. No, ears are correct. Okay. I think we just move on to the clothes. All right, let's see. We need to put that as tail. All right. Now the fun part. Clothing. So for this, I definitely need a reference. So this that he wanted her in is like one of those. I don't even know what you would call those kinds of swimsuits. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. Pretty damn close, but not exact. That's what I want. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it is a onesie. Alright, seems pretty simple. So it conforms to the body, so there's not really much, like, anything that connects outside the body. This is a very tight skinned suit. Okay, so it goes like... Okay, how does that work? I think it just connects like that. Yeah, it does. Okay. Then it goes... Okay, they go down pretty damn far. It's pretty much like that. Like that. Okay, and then it goes up over the things. Then like that, right? Yep, because it connects to the thingamajiggy up top and then comes down. Let me try that a little bit more like that. Okay, then that tells me this is more like this. And then we come down. So I gotta go over both of these. Well, it's tied to the skin, so I would imagine basically almost everything shows. Well, not everything, you know what I mean. And if it doesn't, we can always fix that later. Right now I'm just getting the main thing that I need to get. Nope, we gotta go over these lines very, very slowly. Yep. Okay. I think that's a onesie. Okay, now we can do stuff like bracelets, pendants, anything like that. Which I think I have an idea already. Oh God, how do you draw one of these again? It's like that, right? Not that shitty. No, no, no. Something like that. Looks off. Okay. I would imagine that that stays there because it does come up and over. Now what I need to do is get rid of that. Let's round that up a little bit. Okay. Then what I'm going to have to do here, get the chest back on. Whoops. It's basically the same thing we did last time with entropy. So we ended up with that's actually what we ended up calling her. Wait, what the fuck? Oh. Okay, the outside does need to be there though. Is using these as a guide. Let's see. No. Yeah, the indent is more what I would need. Yeah, there we go. Okay, okay. Now we've definitely got something. All right. Maybe a little less than that. Okay. All right, now we definitely got more accuracy. Let's do some like pole lines. No. Anything else? Oh, forgot to do these as well. Can't see up there. Would that be there? Let me try. Whoa. Legs cross, legs cross, legs cross. Where'd it go? Oh, that's part of the leg. Is that more accurate? I feel like the leg would like come up and over it, wouldn't it? Maybe not. I feel, for the most part, she's almost done. Well, not done, but she's getting there. Okay, so where the belly button is, buddy, I actually need to add a pressure point there. This is one thing I need to learn how to draw. I'm going to keep that there just in case. Because it would show through the clothing. I think for the most part, she's pretty much finished. Well, not finished, but she's getting there. There's one thing I want to do, though. Here. Let's kind of go something like this. That actually looks pretty damn good. Alright. Now we just need to do the thing. The color test. Or get some colors, that's what I should say. It's all skin. The toes. My tinnitus is kicking in, apparently. Okay. Now we just need a color for... Okay, what colors did he want? He wanted her hair black. Oh, there was a band that he wanted. Discord. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, yeah. Getting the details. Eyes purple, ears orange with purple points, hair black. Okay. So interesting. Let's look at that. Wanted orange ears. That's more of a gold color. Okay. Okay, so orange with, what was the tips? Oh my god, can I pin this to the thing, please? Ears orange. Wait, what? Ears orange with purple tips. Okay. So we'd go something like that. Probably not that purple. Probably more darker purple. So this would be a darker orange. It doesn't really fit, if I'm being honest. But hey, it's not my choice. Then it would be like, just a blend. Or let me try a different orange. Let me try a different shade of orange. Just barely darken it. No. I would probably have to just go something with the airbrush tool. So I had the right idea. Darker orange. Okay, that's not too shabby. Like something like that. Just a little blend. So actually, what I would need to do is go something on the lines of airbrush. Just kind of. So it looks more like it's blending. Is it possible to draw using one hand? That's what I'm doing. I'm literally using one hand to do everything I'm doing right now. Whoa. But yeah, something along the lines of like a blend. I don't know how I'm going to do that. What I'd have to probably do is just put on a different layer. Whoop. Like, I don't know. Something like that. But not that sloppy. And blending colors really isn't my forte. And it's very tricky to do. Because when you get close to the edge, the background color starts to come in. But that's basically the idea. So yeah, what I probably have to do, put that as a first color and then a secondary color for the other one. So oops, what am I doing? Get that. And like go back here. Are you serious? Oh, I know what's going on. That needs to be lower. This is on, I believe, this layer. Like, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But that's the general idea. I really don't like that shade of orange at all, though. Oh, this is going to be a pain in the ass. The only thing that I can think to do is to go something like that. But yeah, I don't think I like this shade of orange at all. So I feel this is going to probably have to go on a different layer regardless. Because I am really not happy with that orange color. Doesn't really blend well. I'm going to recolor all of these anyways, so it's not like it's the end of the world. And who knows, maybe when I like start drawing and all that stuff, or coloring in like the hair and all that, it'll like start to blend better, but as it is right now, it's not really blendy. Okay, we'll just sit with that for now. Alright, what was next? Eyes orange with purple. Okay, let's get the flesh, like all the flesh stuff done first. Whoopsie. Any other spots that I may have missed? Oh, the toenails. So, my assumption would be like an orange-purple scheme. So orange, like on every other toe. Excuse me. You ignorant bitch. That is way, way harder than you would think. And then a purple. Whoop. Like something like that. Not gonna lie, this just looks like a Halloween horse. Okay. So that would be the color for the skin. Next would probably be the hair color, which would just be like a slightly tinged black. So yeah, something like that. All right, let's see here. Oh, I see, I see, I see, I see. I see what's going on. That's overlapping the eye. Keep in mind, this is just a color test. This is just test colors. Oh. Yeah, it's pretty on the open. Like right now, I'm just getting base colors. Right. That's... That's... That one. Back to this, back to the right layer. Nope. There. And then up here. Okay, our little thing in the back. Ugh, I need to eat something. I'm getting hungry. Yep. Let's see. Can't believe that the comments are actually coming through YouTube this time. On my tablet. On my tablet. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, let's see. Not gonna lie, it's kind of looking pretty good. Oh, her tail. Forgot about her tail. Okay. This thingamajiggy, oh, there was one more thing I wanted to add to the hair. Would a red work? Maybe a red would work. Yeah, that works. Need to do that regardless. That would be here. Okay. The whistle around her neck can be like a red as well. Nah, I want to go for a blue. Like a bluish color. Doesn't really match her color scheme all that well, but hey. Okay. Now what? Alright, I feel next is the, what was it that I wanted to do? Oh, her band, her band. So instead of that, what I actually need to do is I'm going to go back to the, just kind of go above that. That would be hard. Across her, could do something like that, like across her head. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I don't know if red is going to be the best color. Okay. I actually need to do, okay, so a red. So probably like a light red. Like something like around that color. I don't know if that's going to really be the best color scheme. We'll try it, but I don't know if that's going to be the best color scheme. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Now, back to the eyes, which he wanted orange with purple. Maybe a lighter orange. Okay. Then with the purple, so something along the lines of that. I mean, that's actually not looking too shabby. And I actually think that's part of the eye, part like that. Yep, it was. Okay. Now her clothing. So what contrasts well with these colors? Well, we could go the standard, like that color. I think it's a little too dark though. No, I don't like that. Let's go a little bit more bluish color. Control the color wheel if I'm not too happy with it. Really? And then we're just gonna do the color wheel thing. Let's see. Change color. Purple seems to be the best, but I gotta find the right. Find the right shade. Like a dark purple. red. It's too dark. Yeah, those kind of match your base colors. Pink could work. Just not that shade. Now, purple seems to be the best color for her. That seems to be probably the best that my brain can conjure. Seriously? Okay. Did I turn it down? Yes. Yes. Okay. Yep, those seem to be like the best colors that I can manage. It's a decent color. Okay, now back to the flesh tones. Now the inside of the ears. I feel like I've got to go for like a very specific kind of orange color. No. It's more of a brown. Yeah, that don't really match. It's kind of off. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that looks weird. Let me try a darker. Orange is a tricky color to really work with because it's so weird. I might have to go with something like that kind of a color. Just a darker shade. That's not too bad. Again, this isn't my character, so I don't make the rules. It just doesn't look right. Like, it looks off. And I think that's just because it needs to be the inside of this. Maybe go for something like that kind of an angle. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, that's not too bad. That is not too bad at all. That, I would say, is acceptable. I think those are acceptable colors, but I do need to make her a little bit bigger. Hmm. In terms of test colors, I think that's fine. Alright. I'm gonna send that off. Ew. What happens if I try to go to Discord? It does nothing. Alright. Thomas. Whoa. Alright. Oh. Okay. Oh, I need to stretch. Cause, oh shit. Cause he wanted her to have a somewhat big booty. I would say she's got a pretty big butt. Um, Other than that, that's all I can really see as a rough sketch right now. Or not a rough sketch, but rough design. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I can do for now, because until the guy gets back to me, who lives in the UK, by the way, I think I'm going to wait for his approval and maybe add the additions that need to be added if he wants anything else. So maybe I'll get back to this today, maybe I'll get back to it tomorrow. I don't know. It all depends on the timing. But I think that's enough for one stream. I'm hungry and I need up. So I think I'm going to call it there and get back to this whenever my friend gets back to me. So thank you all for joining me. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully I taught you something for being, 5 days off of art. I think she looks pretty good. But yeah, that's all I've got. So I'll see y'all next time, and happy horse until next time. Bye-bye.